Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's GTA video, we have a lot of GTA 6 news to talk about because there have been some progressions over the last couple of days since the original Kotaku article came out on Wednesday that talked about how Rockstar is developing the next GTA game, likely Grand Theft Auto 6. To give you a quick refresher on what the article stated, it said one plan that management has laid out for the next game, a new entry in the Grand Theft Auto series, is to start out with a moderately sized release, which by Rockstar's standards would still be a large game, that is then expanded with regular updates over time, which may help mitigate stress and crunch. But there's a catch. Rockstar's next big project is still early in development. When production ramps up and the game gets closer to launching, will overtime come with it? So that was basically like the paragraph and a half of the entire article that was talking about Grand Theft Auto 6. We got a couple of things from that. It's going to be Rockstar's next game. It is going to be moderately sized compared to Rockstar standards, and they hope that it will deal better with crunch, and it will likely receive regular story updates, and that it is still very early on in development. And a lot of people didn't like that. They were like, there's no way that Rockstar's next game, GTA 6, is still in early development. It's got to be coming out soon rather than later. A lot of people had a lot of opinions on this. And I really think there's two sides to it. There's a side that believes this article on Kotaku, again, written by Jason Schreier, and there's a side that is not accepting it as the truth. So we're going to talk about both of those sides in this video today. Now, what's important to know is that Jason Schreier was talking to anonymous Rockstar employees and developers here. It's not like he was doing a formal interview with their PR team. So this wasn't some like Rockstar spin that he's getting out of them. He's genuinely talking to people that are working on the games. He has that good of a relationship with them. Well, it looks like another outlet has also verified what was said in the Kotaku article. So this is coming from IGN. They said Rockstar Games is working on a new Grand Theft Auto, but the next entry in the series is reportedly a long ways from release and may take on a different scope due to alleged changes at the Red Dead and GTA studio. They said an anonymous source close to Rockstar Games has confirmed to IGN that the Red Dead Redemption 2 company is next working on a new entry in the Grand Theft Auto series, as first reported by Kotaku, and then linking to the original article that we talked about. So not only did Kotaku have their sources, but this IGN report also had their own sources that confirmed that that article is true. So now we've got two different sources essentially telling us the exact same thing, that Rockstar's next game will be GTA 6. It might be smaller size than something like GTA 5 or Red Dead Redemption 2, and is very early on in development. So you've got two credible media outlets telling us the same thing. But there's a lot of people that just don't think that that is correct, including Rockstar Insider TezFunds2, who had this to say on Twitter after the announcement. He said, next title, a new GTA is in, quotes, early stages of development, ? It's hard to believe that when I'm hearing it's, in quotes, halfway done or even beyond that. And as a follow-up, he said, take note that Red Dead Redemption 2 took approximately 8 or 7 years worth of development. Main production started right after RDR1 release, and recording sessions began in 2013. Expect the same with the next title. Unless it's early, as in we are nowhere near release, which is more believable. Okay, so that's interesting. Insider TezFunds2 is hearing from his sources that the game is at a minimum 50% done and might even be more than that. And he uses the example that RDR2 basically took 8 years to create. So that's kind of scary. If the game is in early development and it took 8 years to create Red Dead Redemption 2, how long is it going to take to create GTA 6? Are we looking at a couple years away from a release date? Boy, that does not sound all that exciting. And he sort of followed up with this on the GTA forum site. He said, I'm not going to doubt Jason, who was the author of the Kotaku post. I'm sure he has contacts, knows some people from the industry, which includes Rockstar. He's the type of guy who vouches for improving the health and conditions of developers, always taking the developer's side before the publisher. It makes sense that he would be in contact with multiple sources. If I was a developer, I would go for him, especially after this article. The fact that Rockstar started improving working conditions after receiving the criticism for the crunch issue is enough for other developers who are being screwed over by management to start reaching out to journalists like him. But even if we take all of this information into account, it doesn't turn him into a god figure who can't commit mistakes. Him saying the next title is still in early development is most likely a mistake. I'm positive it already passed early stages of development. There's no way it's still stuck on that stage. It's 60 to 70% done from what I have heard. So basically what he's saying is Jason Schreier is obviously well respected in the video game journalist industry, probably has multiple connections with not only companies and publishers like Rockstar, but the developers that work there. But Insider Test Funds 2 says that this is a mistake, at least from what he's hearing, and that the game is either 50, 60, or 70% done. So maybe there was a little bit of like a language translation error. I'm not saying whoever he talked to, speaks a different language, but maybe there was just like a lack of verbiage or a lack of words where he thinks that the game is very, very early on in development when it might be closer to being done than we all think. So that was Insider Tez Funds 2. And we also heard from former Rockstar Games insider Yan2295, who chimed in saying his own piece. So he was responding to someone and said, "I understand, but I'm telling you, it's just not possible," referring to the game being in early stages of development. Unless they have a very weird definition of early stages, maybe early stages of testing, sure, but not of development. And this goes back to my original theory that there might have been some form of miscommunication here between Jason and the Rockstar developers. Maybe they were talking about early stages of testing. He heard it as early stages of development. At this point, I don't think anyone is going to know outside of people like Jason and IGN that have directly made contact with these Rockstar developers. Now, as sort of a follow-up to that on the GTA forum site, he said this: "Is Jason reliable? Yes, he knows the industry, he knows people, he takes his job seriously and doesn't half-ass it. Is GTA 6 in early development? Surely not. There's just no way." So again, on one hand, you're getting these reports from Kotaku and IGN saying it's in early development, and then you have insiders who likely have connections of their own saying that's not possible. So you've kind of got two sides here, and I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments on what side you think is right. Do you think GTA 6 is in early development, or no way? Do you think it's around 50 to 60 to 70% done? I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. It really has become like a two-sided battle here for who is actually right. Now, after Jason ended up posting that article, I don't know if this was just a coincidence or if he wanted to go out with a bang. He ended up leaving Kotaku. He said, "Some news. After 8 years and some change, I am leaving Kotaku. I'm taking a few weeks off to finish up my book and hang out with my daughter, then starting a new job reporting on video games at another outlet. I wrote one last thing to say goodbye." So Jason is leaving Kotaku, and it looks like his final article was about Rockstar's culture change that ended up referencing the next GTA title that was going to be coming out. So I think that's kind of interesting. Likely a coincidence, but nonetheless, still pretty unique. And also, Jason put this out on Twitter as well, and this is just how big this news actually was. He said, "I guess I shouldn't be super shocked that this is the takeaway from months of reporting on Rockstar trying to improve its culture. But hey, if you click GTA 6 on Twitter's trending topics, here's what you should read." And he links to the article that he wrote, but also Grand Theft Auto 6 was trending worldwide. And it even got its own article created on Twitter. I don't know how many of you guys, browse Twitter, but big topics that are of note will get their own little sections that you can read into, kind of like a mini newspaper per se in a digital form. And so because the topic of GTA 6 was getting so much traction, that's what ended up happening on social media. It's pretty crazy. Now, the last thing we're going to be talking about in this video today is something we've talked about in the past, but it has to do with Rockstar saying one thing and then doing another thing just weeks later. So a lot of people are upset from the article saying there's no way that GTA 6 is in early development. It wouldn't shock me if, even if the game technically is in early development, we get some sort of announcement soon. Remember what Rockstar did back before GTA 5 was announced? They actually did an asked and answer on their Newswire page where they were taking questions from fans. And two of the questions were, when are we going to see a new GTA? And when is the new Grand Theft Auto coming out? And Rockstar said, big shout to all Grand Theft Auto fans worldwide who know we are anxious to hear about what's next for the franchise. But we don't have any news at this time. All we can say right now is we're focused on our next upcoming release, which are Max Payne 3 as well as Alienware for PC, Red Dead Redemption Game of the Year Edition, and Max Payne for mobile devices. When and if we have anything to report regarding the Grand Theft Auto franchise, you'll know that we'll do here at the Newswire, on our Twitter or Facebook. Now, what's suspicious about that post and why I'm bringing it up is because Rockstar made that Newswire on October 5th, 2011. Well, just 3 weeks later, guess what they ended up announcing? GTA 5. So that post made it seem like the game was years away, or there's not even anything coming out anytime soon. Yet 3 weeks later, they officially confirmed that the game was in development and it was up and running. So it wouldn't shock me with all this new hype for GTA 6 if Rockstar did sort of take advantage of this. And in a couple of weeks, months, whatever Rockstar decides to do, they officially announce that the game is coming. But as always, if something like that does happen, I'll be sure to keep you guys posted. For now, that is everything going on in the GTA 6 world. It is a crazy time we are in. Again, I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. Do you think GTA 6 is in early development like the media outlets like Kotaku and IGN are saying? Or do you believe our Rockstar Games insiders that no way, it's just not possible? Let me know what you're thinking in those comments down below. I'd love to hear from you guys down there. If you guys did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new, or you want to stay up to date on all the latest GTA and Red Dead Redemption videos that I'm doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.